Hello my lovely friends, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be doing something really fun and interesting today. Today I want to talk about the use of color and how the use of color can impact and help and sort of inspire our journal process in maybe ways that we hadn't quite thought of. So we had been talking about over the past little while about, sometimes we struggle to get, we lose our mojo, right? We're going through, everything's going great, we're journaling, it's wonderful, it's cut and paste, it's like, woo! And then some days the process just doesn't flow that great. Or, sometimes if you're a beginner and you're trying to get started and you're looking at these blank pages and you're looking at all of these craft supplies that you have, it can be overwhelming. And I've been thinking a lot about how we can approach this a little bit differently by thinking outside of the box. And this is something I've been wanting to do with you guys for quite a while, and this seemed like the perfect time to do it. So in a sense, what I want to talk about today is color and how color can affect us and our moods, how color can inspire us in ways maybe we didn't anticipate. Now, of course, as creative people, we are lovers of colors of all kinds, and we love to buy things that are very colorful. I mean, I don't want to say that we take color for granted, but I find that sometimes I'm attracted to certain colors or I'm attracted to certain color combinations, and I don't really give a whole lot of thought about why that is. And I thought it would be really fun to talk about it today, because I think, now let me just preface this by saying, I think that I'm not going to tell you anything that is earth-shattering. Again, I always say this, I'm probably not going to tell you something that you hadn't thought of, but I'm hoping that if I present it in a certain way, that maybe it will get your brain going and thinking about things in a little bit of a different way or a different manner. What we're going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about colors and the meanings of colors. And I have created these two freebies. Now I'm trying something else that's a little bit new and different. I have put these up on my website, and I will leave a link down below for you to go to the website and find them. Because what I would like to do as we're going along is create freebie printouts for you that you can go and find on my website and then print them out at home at your leisure. So I just set up this new programmy thing. So I hope everything goes smoothly. You will go in on the link, put in your address, of course, your email address and your name. Bing bang booey, you should get an email back from me with the files that you can just click and save and then print. Now, two things. If you have any problems with the process, please email me and let me know, because from my end it works fine, but if it doesn't work for you, let me know. If you're somebody who struggles with opening up a Google file, email me and we can work something out, and I will get these to you through your email. So we're going to talk about these. So I've done warmer colors and cooler colors. And the other thing that we're going to do is, I have had these cards forever. The Secret Language of Color Cards by, I believe it's Ina Segal. I hope I'm saying her name right. And these are a really fun deck, or this is, this is a really fun deck. And it's got all these beautiful cards in here. And of course, there's all these, I'm not doing a great job here, all these different colors. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to shuffle this deck. I'm going to put 3 cards down. You are going to pick a card. And then I'm going to go through the 3 cards and we'll talk about the color meanings. And then I thought it would be a really interesting idea, because I thought, based on the card that you pick, it might give you some sort of insights into specific colors and the way that you could bring in those colors into your life in a positive way. So, to illustrate, I had shuffled the deck and I had 2 cards flew out at me. And the cards that I got were burgundy, and this is called watermelon. 2 reds. Now, I have to admit, this is not a huge surprise to me at all, because I am somebody, and I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I'm not somebody who's, I'm a little out there. You know, I'm a little scattered at the best of days. My thought processes tends to be quite chaotic. And so I'm somebody who could definitely use a good dose of grounding and centering, like a really good dose of it, and working on just being a little bit more grounded, for lack of a better word. If you guys watched some of my videos in May with my birthday journal, you'll remember that I talked about doing breathing exercises and that I wanted to work on doing these exercises where I could really get into some belly breaths and really deep breathing to really help bring down the chaotic that is in my brain. So these to me are not a big surprise, because it just reinforces the fact that I need to use the color red more often to help bring me to a place of calm, for lack of a better word. So what I've got here on the freebies for you, each color, of course, is represented by certain feelings, attributes, etc., etc. So part of the reason why I wanted to offer you the freebie was not only to give you the correspondences to the colors if you weren't aware of them, but I thought it would be fun. You could cut them into 4s and then use them as journal cards to talk about how you feel about the colors on a particular day or in a particular struggle or whatever it is you're going through. Now, one of the things that I find really interesting about color is we're all very attracted to certain colors, and there are certain colors that we're just like, right? So my kryptonite is orange. And I have always been like this ever since I can remember. When I got my crayons as a kid, I got rid of all the orange crayons. I didn't want to use orange paints. I don't want to wear anything that has orange in it. Like orange, I struggle with orange a lot. And the other thing that's sort of interesting is that, over time, not for all of us, but for some of us, our favorite color changes. And I think that's really interesting as well, because I think when we are really heavily attracted to colors, I think that says a lot about what it is that we need to bring into our life and surround ourselves with based on, again, the attributes to that color in question. So I went for a period of time where I was pink and green, everything had to be pink and green and pink and green. My socks, I wore pink and green all the time. My jewelry, I couldn't get enough of pink and green. And then eventually that morphed into something else. And when I was trying to come up with the logo for my business, it was a really interesting exercise for me to try and figure out what colors I wanted to use in my branding. And there was some real thought put into why I would be using the turquoise and the red. And that sort of brings me on to the next thing, is that when you look around at what different companies and how different logos have been designed, once you sort of start tuning into the meanings and the relationships between colors, it really becomes a very curious exercise when you look at why companies have chosen the colors and things that they've used to represent themselves. So, I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole today because I want this to be a quick video. Really, truly a quick video. If this is something that you would like to talk into or go into more depth with me, let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to do more of these videos. But for today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the colors and their meanings. then I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to lay out 3 of these cards from this deck, and we'll see which colors you guys pick. Well, I won't know unless you tell me, but I'll flip the cards over and then we'll talk about the meanings of these colors. One of the things that I like to do, because, you know, obviously I need some more red energy in my life, and I do really like the color red, I have to admit. But I try and incorporate it into little ways and things that just sort of remind myself when I see it to just kind of... So I noticed I was going to get changed and wear something different when I was thinking about making this video today. And I realized that I've got my red sports bra on. And that's one of my little tricks for myself, to incorporate red not only into my journal but into my life as well. And I find that if I can just sort of stick red in a few little places around, it's just a really good reminder for me to, you know, reassess just how I need to be. So I do things like I wear red socks, because then when I see the sock poke out from... I'm wearing red socks today too, I just noticed. Again, it's a quick little reminder like, oh yeah. You know, just breathe and try and find a space where I can feel like I'm grounded and I'm centered a little bit. In my journal, I love to use red pens and red ink. I love to use red washi tape. So there's a lot of things that we can do when we're journaling to help bring in the colors that maybe could be helpful to us, right? So the one thing I was thinking about in Lori's email, Lori had sent me an email at the beginning of the summer, and one of the things that she talked about was feeling overwhelmed. How do you get started? And you know, there's a lot of sort of obvious ways that I could suggest that you know, you could solve some of these issues, but I thought it would be interesting to bring color to the table, because I think that we all know that we are attracted to certain colors. Like, it's just a given, right? Whether it's, you know, colors that, like, I want to say blue, but I mean, you know, blue, green, it's such a wide variety of colors. But one of the suggestions I would make is that if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling like you really don't know where it is or how it is that you want to proceed, pick a color. And it doesn't even have to be your favorite color, although that does kind of make it a little bit easier. But pick a color and let that color motivate you or move you in certain directions. Because when we work with colors that we're really attracted to, it literally motivates us in a way that not music can, art, but all of those things evoke a certain part in our brain, and, you know, there's a comfort in working with colors that we really enjoy. And I think that one of the things that can help us when we're struggling with the journal process, or we're struggling to start, or we're looking at a blank page, is to find comfort, right? You want to take sort of the angst out of whatever it is you're struggling with in the journal and find and bring yourself some comfort. Color is one of the easiest ways that we can do that. So if you're needing, you know, if it's blue, let's say, gather blue things that you want to work with, that you use in your journal, because blue is going to make you feel good. It's going to elicit a response, an emotional response, and to some degree a mental response from you that is going to make you feel good about moving forward in this journal or in this process with the color that you feel you need to work with at that moment, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk quickly about the colors and the attributes and properties that are given to the colors. Then we're going to do the cards and see where we get. So let me just turn everything around and let's get started. I'm curious to see what color everybody's going to choose. Okay, hang on. So we all know how important color is to us and how, we use color every day, all day. But sometimes I think that we take it a little bit for granted as we're not super tuned in to some of the responses that some colors will elicit from us, right? We really enjoy certain colors in the sense that when we see warm colors, we have sort of a subconscious response to those colors that make us actually feel warm. When we see cooler colors, there's an unconscious reaction that can make us feel cooler, depending on where we are and what's going on. I used to have a dentist whose whole office was painted this really weird steel blue. And I remember asking the receptionist one day when we were killing some time, I was like, well, I'm curious why you guys picked this color. And she had said to me, oh, well, we had a professional come in and they told us that this color blue would be the ultimate color of relaxation. And it really struck me as odd because I saw it sort of as institutional blue. And I hated the color. I mean, I didn't say that to her, but I didn't like that. I felt that it was cold. I literally, even on the hottest summer days when I would go to a dentist appointment there, I always had to wear a sweater because it made me feel so cold, right? So it is interesting how different people have different reactions to not only different colors, but different tones and hues of color. But people have been using, obviously, color for healing for thousands of years. And color therapy is a holistic therapy that uses the 7 main colors of the spectrum to bring balance and healing into our lives. And I thought it would be an interesting idea for us to think about how this color therapy could bring just an interesting aspect into our journaling process, and especially when we're struggling with different aspects of journaling. Like I said, whether it's we feel like our mojo's kind of stalled, we don't really know what we want to do, or if we're overwhelmed by all the things that we have, I think choosing a color that really speaks to you for whatever reason at that moment in time is a really great way to get through a hurdle. Because you can't really go around these blocks, we have to go through them. And I think because color is so intrinsically ingrained into our responses that it is an interesting way to tackle some of these issues that we have when we're journaling. So I'm going to read for you here just a quick little blurb that I got from the internet about the sort of origin of color therapy and color healing. Color for healing was adopted 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece, Egypt, and China. They used color and light in the form of sunlight, crystal reflections, paints, and plants were employed to improve people's moods. Color therapy, also known as chromotherapy, is a form of therapy that uses color and light to treat certain medical mental and physical health conditions. The concept behind this alternative medicine therapy is that different colors evoke different responses in people. Some colors are considered to be more stimulating and energizing, while others are more soothing. Because of this, it could be said that color exposure can impact one's overall mood, motivation, outlook, even appetite, and decision-making. In color therapy, it is believed that different colors can impact the body, mind, and soul differently. It is thought that color therapy can bring balance and healing into our lives. Different colors evoke different responses. Red is stimulating. Orange, enthusiasm. Yellow, happiness. Green, healing. Blue, calmness. Purple, intuition. Brown, reliability. Some colors such as blue, green, and light purple can have a calming effect on the mind and body, leading to changes such as reduced anxiety, decreased blood pressure, slow breathing, and can help with relaxation and sleep. Green, considered the primary color of healing since it is associated with nature and growth, has an immense impact on our ability to, sorry, I have rented lips right now, for renewal, rejuvenation, and regrowth. The color red is one of the warmest and has the opposite effect, of course, as cooling colors such as blue. It tends to be energy boosting and can lead to increased adrenaline as well as stamina and bring like more production to your day. Yellow is another warm color. It is invigorating and is often recommended for people suffering from depression or lack of motivation. It may also help boost creativity and logic. Therefore, along with orange, it promotes productivity and is often used in school settings. I'm fascinated by this. You know, like we see color, we practically breathe color every day. And yet, sometimes we're totally not tuned in to just how color affects us, right? Okay, so now let's look at the printables. Sorry. My brain's burping all over the place today. Let's look at the printables that I made and talk about the certain attributes of these colors. I'm just going to do a very quick synopsis here of the colors and the attributes and associations of colors. Obviously, if you do a search online, you're going to find a ton of information. I'm just going to scratch the surface here. Like I said, if this is something you want to go further into with me, let me know in the comments, and certainly I think it would be a really fun thing to do, but you guys can let me know. Okay, now each color comes with a mantra. Yellow is I can, pink is I am worthy, orange is I feel, red is I am. Now, obviously, yellow is the color of happiness. When we think of yellow, we think of joy and enthusiasm, and of course, because of its association with the sun and summertime, we think of warmth. Yellow is also the color of friendship, which I found very interesting. And it does really, yellow and orange have really been known to increase creativity and creative output. It really stimulates that part of our brain that helps us get in touch with that creative flow. So I think it would be interesting if you were in a place in your with your journal and you're just like, I don't know. It would be interesting if you pulled out some yellow paint, some yellow stickers, some yellow washi, anything yellow, and work with that for a while and sort of see that how that affects you, right? Because again, the best thing about working with colors is that there's no right or wrong way to do this. So, okay. Now, my kryptonite orange. Orange is, again, the color of creativity. It is also the color of positivity, determination, optimism, energy, and again, with the association of the sun, warmth. To be honest with you, I can't tell you intellectually why I don't like orange. It's just a feeling that I get where I'm just like, ugh. And so, as with most things in life that we find that we want to avoid, there is a little bit of interesting information in what it is that I need to work on emotionally and mentally. The clues to those things that I struggle with, in my opinion, are definitely found within the color orange. And again, I'm not going to go far into the rabbit hole today, but it's just something for you to consider. Okay, pink, I am worthy. Pink obviously is a color of compassion and love. It's playful, it's calm, it's nurturing, it is full of optimism, and yes, pink is the color of self-care, right? I mean, pink, you're hard-pressed to not feel the warm fuzzies when you think of pink. Now, I'm thinking of Deneen in particular, who has shared with me that her kryptonite is the color pink, and I find that very interesting. It really is something to think about when certain colors come up And you either just gravitate towards them or you really want to pull back from them, right? And the question is why? What's going on here and what's going on with these associations? You know, there's some really interesting clues in there. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, red is I am. I am in the sense that, you know, I am as an individual, as somebody who exists on this earth. And red, the sort of the affirmation of I am with red is that I am able to be grounded, right? I am able to have courage. I am able to have strength. I am able to have energy. Red is a very passionate color, as we all know, and you can sort of use that passion for good or you can use that passion for evil, right? It's up to you. And red really evokes, you know, it's like, I was so angry, I was seeing red. So there's negative connotations, of course, to these things as well. But I find that when I work with red, I feel very empowered. I feel good about the process. And I know it sounds like a weird thing, but since I use a lot of red pens in my journal, I find that when I'm doing the writing in my journal, it flows easier. I can't explain it. It's just one of those really weird things. So, something to think about. Okay, let's quickly do the cooler colors. So with blue, it is the affirmation is I speak, green is I love, purple is I know, and I sort of made this up. Brown is I am stable. And of course, brown is sort of a sister companion to red, which is why it also has the I am in there. Now, interestingly enough, blue is the color of trust. And, you know, it is, when you look at a lot of corporate logos and who uses a lot of blue in their logo, it is a direct response to the fact that when we see the color blue, we are hardwired to see, to feel, to have this sense of trust invoked within us. It's really fascinating, right? So, because blue obviously is associated with the water, tranquility, calm, peace, all of those things are associated with the color blue, as well as focus, persistence, and wisdom. Green, for obvious reasons, like we said earlier, green is the color of growth and renewal. And with all of those things come healing and balance, harmony, hope. You know, all you have to do is go outside and stand in the grass in your bare feet, and you can put a physical reaction to the word renewal. You know what I mean? Like you're in a forest, it's the same thing. You can literally feel the sense of growth and healing and balance and joy. You're just wrapped around all those things when you're standing in a forest, right? Now, the mysterious color of purple. Purple is all about our intuition, and it represents sort of the more mysterious side of life. Knowing things without knowing how we know them. Our visions that come to us that we don't clearly understand, or why we're motivated to move in a direction. Those are all really great attributes to purple. Purple inspires us, it enlightens us, and it is the color of imagination. So I would recommend that if you are somebody who is sort of, looking at a blank page or not really sure what to do next on a page, pull out some purple and, see where it takes you, right? Now, brown, not being everybody's favorite color, but certainly is of great influence on us. Brown obviously is the color of the ground, which when we have both feet on the ground, it's about stability. It's about comfort. It is about predictability. Brown brings us a solid foundation that we can rely on no matter what comes our way. It is very grounding, again, because of its association with red. And for all intensive purposes, brown is a warm color that's very stabilizing. So, you know, I think these are really interesting little things to play with. So, oh, I was going to show you, I thought that if you guys downloaded these, what I would do is cut them like this, you know, and then these could be great journal cards about how you feel about this particular color. You know, maybe some sort of memory that comes up with the color yellow. You know, did you have a yellow kitchen growing up? How did that make you feel? Right? Or you could leave them like this and create a pocket. Whatever you want. So, I hope that you will go and get those for yourselves, and you will enjoy using them. You can print them off as many times as you want. These, obviously, I've printed off on cardstock because I think they would be good for tags or pockets. And again, if you have any problems with these on the website, please, please, please do let me know and send me an email and I can help you out. Okay, so now let's get to the cards. I'm going to shuffle these cards. And then what we'll do is I'm going to lay the 3 of them out. You're going to use your intuition to see which card you are drawn to, and let's see what the cards reveal. I mean, there's no saying that you have to pick one card. You can be drawn to all 3, but I think it's an interesting idea to pick the one card and see what that card is, in the sense then you can be like, you know, question, do I need to bring this color into my life more often? What can this color teach me? What can this color show me? How can this color help me? What can I do with this color in my journal, right? Okay, so let's just cut them here. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. So if you need to, stop the video, think about which one grabs your attention, and then I'm going to stop the camera for a minute, and then we'll flip them over and see what we have. Okay, it's very exciting. Here we go. Let's see what was underneath. The first card is gold. Ooh, very interesting. Our second card, brown. Establish boundaries. Very interesting, very interesting. And the last card is red. That's beautiful. Look at that. Free yourself from pain. Okay, you know, as I'm looking at these, what I'm finding a little bit interesting is that these are all very autumn-ish colors. I don't know if any of you are picking up on that as well, but I think that's really interesting. That as we're moving from the end of August into September, that we get very distinctive fall colors. So, okay, so let's read the first one, gold, number 21. Gold provides clarity in decision-making, attracting abundance. Oh, that's really interesting. Gold provides clarity in decision-making. Huh. So again, if you're having trouble with some of the journaling, gold washi tape or gold stickers, or I don't know, that's very interesting. Attracting abundance, expanding awareness, and clearing the path to wisdom, knowledge, and joy. Strengthen all fields of the body and spirit with gold, the strongest color for healing illness, but use it wisely. Very, very interesting. Okay. So, if you can, if you feel like it, or I hope you would, let me know what colors you guys picked in the comment section, because I'd be curious to see who picked what. Okay, now let's do brown. Brown's number 12. Brown is a color of earthiness, a direct conduit to nature, animal wisdom, and the universal wisdom that creates healthy boundaries and attains a balanced perspective. Again, very, very interesting when it comes to the journal process, right? Because brown isn't going to be your go-to. At least, I don't think it is. I mean, you might love the color brown, but it's an interesting idea that if you're looking for a balanced perspective, brown wouldn't be my go-to, but certainly different shades of brown would be, you know, I'm thinking even if you play with watercolors especially, that might be a really interesting exercise. Okay. Connect to nature's healing properties and revive your energy and creativity with brown. Use the brown ray to deepen your connection to the earth and create healthy boundaries. So what I would also take away from that is if you have chosen this card and the color brown, then it might be of benefit for you to spend more time outside thinking about the things that you're trying to fix and get out in nature than it would be to, say, sit at your desk and ruminate about what's not going on. I mean, that's just good advice in general, but I like that she has this green plant coming up here too, because then, you know, when you look at the printable, you've got stability and renewal. And certainly those are really wonderful things to help us when we're trying to problem solve, right? Okay, the last one, my personal favorite, red. Okay, let's see here. Number 2. Red contains unlimited energy, vitality, and power, and draws money and prosperity into your life. It is a powerful agent for healing, excuse me, improving circulation, and warming cold areas of your body and reducing pain, which is very interesting because obviously the more energy and vitality you have, then you're going to feel like you're much more grounded and centered, which is really helpful for creativity. Very interesting. Very interesting. Again, red, you know. I don't wear, like, I don't go out in like red pants or using like a lot of red all over, but I do find that if I have like even a red bracelet, or if I paint my nails red, or any of those little things, it really does help give me just a couple of seconds to just remind myself that I can bring it down a bit. Anyhow, I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you find that interesting. I hope that you will, you know, maybe rethink some of the color choices that you're making and why. I'm open to all kinds of comments and suggestions. If this is something you guys want to keep on doing, by all means, let me know. The cards again that we use, the secret language of color, and it is 45 cards in the deck. I will leave a link to this to Amazon down below, as well in the description box. And of course it comes with the book. And she explains a little bit in the front about wearing color, surround yourself with color, obviously painting, spend time in nature, eating or drinking colors, foods of certain colors. Really fascinating stuff. So I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, I really enjoyed that. I will be working, these are my cards, so I will definitely be working with these in my journal this week. Go get yourself the printables if you are so inclined. And thank you as always for spending some time with me. You guys know how much I appreciate it. Speak kindly to yourselves. Oh, if you like this video, please give it a little thumbs up. That would be very much appreciated. So that's it. Enjoy your journal process, and until the next video, take care, everybody. Mwah. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.